I'm John Weinbrenn, and I'm from the Centre for Creative Arts and Technologies at the University of Surrey. Also, I'm part of the Digital Media Arts team, and I'm here in our new virtual production studio stage, courtesy of Target 3D, Digital Catapult, and all sorts of other people doing a lot of hard work. I'm really here to talk about the Train the Trainers project. We created an initiative called Transience of Memory. Now, Transience of Memory is a brief which was part of a final year undergraduate module called Visual Narrative Collaborations, which involved bringing together students from various creative disciplines such as digital media arts, creative music technology, theatre and performance, film and video production technologies, and actually anywhere else that would work with them. And the idea is they were tasked to create an interactive piece in response to that particular title. The idea is we're going to transpose this particular module into our new MA program, which is called Film, Animation and Digital Arts. And we're also deciding to pivot the work from doing straight interactive video using the simple online platform, which was called Echo Studio, into something more ambitious, more difficult, more future-facing. And this uses game engines such as the Unreal Engine. It uses virtual production technologies, which is one of the reasons why I'm standing here. It uses rapid character creation technologies. It'll use AI. It'll use a bit of machine learning. It'll use anything that can be thrown at it at master's level. We decided that we will take the brief, opened it up to our recent graduates who are creating a response to the Transience of Memory brief in double quick time. And that's very exciting as well, and we'll talk about that in a bit. We're putting together this virtual production studio as a test stage. So we're learning a lot from this process, and the idea is that we can really understand what the challenges of these new techniques are. So I'm delighted to introduce you to Nazia Zaman and Roxy Oliveira. There are two graduates from last week from Digital Media Arts, and two very special people who are involved in a response to the Transience of Memory brief. Roxy, you've been involved in this project at final year level as well, so tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I did VNC, so Visual Narrative Collaborations, and so in that project pretty much did the brief of Transience of Memory, but because of COVID we didn't get to do a huge amount, but we got to do some stuff over Zoom, which that was quite cool. But it's nice now to be able to actually do a project properly in real life.
Tell us a little bit about the story that you've come up with communally.
One of our first thoughts was the idea of food and like getting this little memory from a flavor, sort of like ratatouille type stuff. And then from that, our idea sort of developed, and we started actually dealing with the theme of loss and death, and how food could bring people together. So that's what the idea has come to. So now it's about this girl coming home to take care of her father, and as she tries to cook, and she's a pretty terrible cook, she finds this recipe book, and through the recipe book she starts getting memories of her mom, who sadly passed away. And then through those recipes she starts learning how to cook again, and it's sort of about them coming together.
So I recently just picked up Unreal Engine for my final major project, which was screened at the BFI in South Bank, and it's called Atlas. It's a 4.5-minute animation about a little robot, very WALL-E-esque, in a little nature environment. And yeah, it was so much fun to do, and it was very challenging, but I learned so much. Creating environments was my favorite part, and that's kind of what I'm bringing to Transience of Memory, is really making the environments, animating the cameras, bringing in the characters, and hopefully animating them too.
So tell us what we're seeing on the screen here.
Yeah, so this is the opening of Atlas. It's just based in a forest. I went for a very stylized look just because I think it fit the theme of it being a very heartfelt, comedic little sweet animation.
What's your plans moving forward?
Definitely virtual production, something in this field. I just get goosebumps looking at big screens like this.
The thing that I love the most about film is the interactivity with people and crew and being around people. Like from my project, the directing side, I never thought I'd love it, but I loved it. And so for me, this sort of stuff is actually super exciting because I also love VFX, but the issue with green screen is you can't see anything of what's actually happening around you. So the idea that you could be here directing somebody and they can actually see what they're interacting with, we can actually change lights, we can actually do stuff like that. I think that's kind of amazing. I think this is the future, so this is really cool.
I'm delighted to introduce Damien Pace and Alice Mills, who are from the Creative Music Technology course. From the sound and music point of view, what are you working with?
Yeah, so we've been kind of involved in creating the story, and that's helped with coming up with ideas for what kind of music's going to be in the background. So at the moment we've just had a look at the environment, get a kind of idea of what mood the music's going to be, and then coming up with a few ideas. And once we've got shots, it will be easier to form actual bits of music.
From a sound design point of view, we liked the idea of having a specific thing trigger a memory. So in this case it's food, but also using the music and the sound design in a similar way. So we have certain themes that trigger specific memories and flashbacks.
Transience of Memory, as a brief, is all about creativity, imagination, collaboration, using interesting techniques and technologies to create something memorable and meaningful.